Hello everyone, welcome back to Fix. And guys, this video is going to be about the thermistor sensor. Now I have already made a video on thermistor sensor before. If you guys have not watched that video, then go ahead and watch that video first, because if you have not watched that video, then you are not going to understand anything in this video, guys. So let me go inside the car and let me show you guys. Now guys, if you want to replace the thermistor sensor inside of your car, you will have to take out the steering first. You will have to take out the entire dashboard, and you will have to empty your AC lines, and then you will have to take out the AC box which is there under this box where the cabin AC filter is. Then only you can go ahead and replace the thermistor sensor. Now the thermistor sensor is underneath this box. Now guys, why to replace the thermistor sensor, when to replace the thermistor sensor, how will you come to know if the thermistor sensor is out, all of that I have explained in details in that video, guys. So before watching this video, I recommend you guys to go ahead and watch that video. Otherwise you are not going to understand anything here. Now the new sensor cost around 1650 rupees. I already have the new sensor, but the repair cost of all these things will come to more than 20k, guys. So just imagine how much you will have to spend just to replace this thermistor sensor. Now is it worth it to replace the thermistor sensor like this? Then do let me know in the comment section below. So guys, in this video I will do a hack, because I am willing to take a risk here. What exactly I will be doing, I will show you further in this video, so keep watching. Before I do anything, let's go near the thermistor sensor and let's check it out, guys. So here again I will remind you guys that if you have not yet watched that video which I had made on the thermistor sensor, then go ahead and watch that video. Otherwise you will not understand why I am replacing this thermistor sensor. So this is my thermistor sensor, guys. I will unplug this first. So here my thermistor sensor is now unplugged. Now I will take the entire sensor out from here first. Now to take this out completely, you will have to put a screwdriver in like this, and you will have to slide this sensor out. Now this clamp which is holding the thermistor sensor is not joined from the middle, guys. It is on both the sides, so you can slide out the wire from the middle here. Now because I am holding the camera in one hand, and with one hand I am doing the work, and I am doing this in a very low position, so it becomes very difficult to remove it, guys. If I was not filming, then it would have been little bit easy. Now because I am doing the work with one hand, that is the reason why it is getting slightly difficult to take out the sensor. So here my sensor is now slided down. Now I will slide down the wire from the middle of the two clamps, and I will take out the sensor from the clamp. So here comes out my sensor. If you look down, then this is the thermistor sensor. If you guys have never seen this sensor, then you can see what a thermistor sensor looks like. Now this sensor was inside of this clamp. How the clamp looks like, you guys can see that here. So from the middle you can slide down the wire. So now what I will do is, guys, on this sensor there are two wires. Now these are very tiny wires, and I have already bought the new sensor, and the new sensor has cost me around 1650 rupees. Now this is my new sensor. First I will keep both the sensors side to side. As you guys can see, both are same. Now by keeping both the sensors in the same way, I will do a marking on the right side wire of the sensors. I will put a tape on that wire so that this wire will not get mixed, because what I am going to do here is very risky. Even I don't know if this will work. If this fails, then my 1650 rupees are gone in the drain. But if it works, then I will be saving more than 20,000 rupees, guys. So the first thing that I will do is I will separate both the wires by pulling them like this. As you guys can see, there are two separate wires, and I will put a tape on this wire, guys. Now I am going to apply a tape on the top part of this wire as well. But before I do that, I will get my new sensor, and I will do the same thing on that sensor as well. I will open the wire first. Now when you are separating the wire on a new sensor, you might find it a little bit difficult, but see that you do it in a relaxing way. Don't cut the wire when you are doing this, and they should not touch each other as well. Now what I am going to do here, that I will tell you guys. What I will do here is I will cut both the old sensor wires from out here, and I will connect the new sensor here from out only. Now if this will work or if it will not work, that we will see further in this video. So here I have separated the wires on my new sensor, and I have applied a tape on it as well. I have applied the tape on the right side wire of both the sensors, because once I cut the wires, guys, then these wires are going to get mixed up for sure. And if you have not marked them properly, then you will fall in trouble, guys, which I don't want. So your taping should be spot on. There should be absolutely no mismatch here. Now wherever I have applied the tape here, that part I am going to cut. So I will apply another tape on my old sensor on the top side. Now here the camera was not in the proper position while I was applying the tape, so it did not come properly. So here I am applying the tape on the top part of the wire. Then I will cut this old sensor wires from here. Here I have cut out the old sensor. I have used a wire cutter to do that. Now which is the left wire and which is the right wire, I can easily see here because I have applied tape on it. So now I will take out the top insulation and I will expose the wires, because I want to connect my new sensor here. As you guys can see, I have exposed both the wires. This is what you do on the electrical wires as well. I hope you guys understand that. So here I have got my new sensor. So now I will cut the wires of the new sensor. Now while I was cutting the wires on the new sensor, it was a very emotional situation, guys. It made me sad, but sometimes you have to do things like this so that your work is done. So once you cut both these wires, I will expose the wires of this sensor as well. And once I expose these wires, both the wires which have a tape on it, I will connect both the wires and then I will connect the other wire. Because guys, before I put the sensor in place, I will turn the car on and I will turn the AC on and I will check if my AC turns on and if it starts to give cold air. Now the problem here is the compressor doesn't kick in when I turn the AC on, because this sensor was broken and it was not sending the signal to the compressor to turn on. How I came to know about it? Watch the other video. So now I will go and start the car. When I started the car and when I turned on the AC, still the compressor did not kick in, guys, and it was not giving cold air. So I thought that my hack was a waste and I thought that all my money went in the drain. Then suddenly I realized that I did not plug in the sensor. Then I felt a little bit nice. Sometimes when you are doing things like this, guys, you get nervous and you tend to forget some things. In the same way, guys, I forgot to plug in the sensor. As you guys can see here, I did not plug in the sensor. So how the sensor will send the signals? Then I turn off the car. Again I came here and I plugged in the sensor. Once you plug in the sensors, make sure that the exposed wires are not touching each other, guys. It's a very important thing. Then I went back and started the car and I turned on the AC. The moment I turned the AC on, cold air started to blow on my face and I became very relaxed, guys. Here I will turn the AC off and I will turn it on again and I will show you guys how the compressor kicks in. You can make out on the sound. As you guys can see how the sound changed, it is because the compressor started. So this worked for me, guys.
It worked like charm, guys. I'm so grateful.
So the next thing that I will do here is, first I turn the car off and now I will unplug the sensor first. Now these wires are still exposed, as you guys can see. So I will apply insulation tape on this, guys. Now when you are starting the car, you will have to make sure that both these exposed wires are not touching each other. So remember that. Now before applying the insulation tape, I will twist these wires and I will join them properly and hard. Now guys, because the fault was of the outside sensor, it worked for me. But if there was a fault inside the cooling coil, then it would not work, guys. Now I just did not start to do this thing, guys. I did a very extensive research on it. I checked if I cut this wire and if I connect the new sensor, then will I face any problem and all? Would it give the proper reading? So I did a research on all these things first, guys. And on my research I found out that I can do this, but your wires connection should be spot on. Means you should connect the wires properly and tightly. Both these wires which I have joined should join properly. If you join them properly and if you tape them up like this and secure them, then it will work, guys. So after doing this research only, I started this job, guys, and it worked. But if there was a fault in the cooling coil, then this would not work, guys. This is just a temperature sensor, guys. If the cooling coil inside of your box becomes too cold, then this sensor cuts off the AC just to stop ice from forming inside of the box. If the temperature inside of the box drops too much, then this sensor comes to know and it will cut off the AC. Now my old sensor had stopped working. So the moment I started the car and when I started the AC did not start to cool only. Even when I was starting the car after many days, still it would not start. It happened like that because my thermistor sensor was not giving power supply to the compressor to get engaged. It's a very risky hack, guys. If it works, and it will save lots of your money, but if it doesn't work, then your 1600 are gone in the drain. And then to fix this issue, no other option will be left. Means to check your cooling coil, you will have to take out the entire dashboard. Then you will have to empty your AC lines which are full of refrigerant. Then you will have to open the box of the AC. Then only you can go ahead and check your cooling coil properly and replace this sensor from inside. But if this hack doesn't work, that means there is a problem with your cooling coil as well, guys. So you might have to change that as well. So now I will put my sensor back inside of the clamp and the wire you will have to slide up in between the two clamps. So push the sensor up like this. The camera did not focus here properly, guys, because this is a very tight space. it was very difficult to shoot this video as well, because I had to go inside this place as well, and the camera also had to fit in somehow, so it was very difficult. As you guys can see, my sensor is come in position. Now only one thing is left of mine, and that is to plug in this. So guys, now I will plug in this thermistor sensor, and the moment I plug this in, now my sensor is ready, and now the AC is working inside of my car. Keep the wires separated like this so that they don't leak and join each other. So this is my old sensor which I have taken out, but the other wire is of the new sensor. So by doing a hack like this, my AC started working, guys. So guys, I'm hoping that this video was useful to you, and I'm hoping that you have learned a lot in this video. So that's all in this video, guys, and I will see you guys in my next video with another interesting topic. So take care.